Welcome everybody to the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name is Emily Comer and a podcast engineer here, and excited to bring you another episode of one of our newest podcasts that I started, Revolutionize Your Marketing with Mill City Marketing MA. So we met John a number of months ago through a mutual contact on another project. And he's all about the whole marketing in the whole marketing industry and helping you with promoting your business and so on. And I saw his whole passion and so on first. So it's a little bit of how we got this whole show started just a couple of weeks ago here. And so I'd like to bring in Kurt. Would you like to bring Kurt here? So before we bring in John here, Kurt, would you like to welcome to the show? Would you like to say anything about what we got going on here?
I suppose we should start out with who the heck am I? Who's this Kurt guy that Emily Gulmer is bringing in? So basically, folks, I got impassioned to do what I am doing because I'm in experience with over 100 organizations and entities, even government agency. In the last 20 years, I got impassioned to be a clearinghouse for marketing, so to speak. And in doing like what we're doing now, this podcasting format to help people take their mission, their devotion, what they're committed to, what they're bringing their, resources into, and to help it get out to more and more people. So we appreciate that you are watching and listening to this podcast on marketing. I think marketing is so powerful, and marketing is a term where we find a lot of people equate it to advertising, which is a great thing because advertising, is a very powerful and, very routine element, in a marketing program. But what you're going to find out today is that when John goes through all the parts of marketing, we're really going to get a grasp on what marketing can do for the thing we're doing and bring it to the market. Because that's what marketing is about, taking our thing, our product or service, and help position it to the market so that we engage purchases, sales, and at least awareness of our product and our brands and our companies. And in doing so, individuals like myself and Emily and John get out here into the public space and you get to know our face. So here we go. We'll leave that as the introduction. We'll bring you in, John, here. John, how did you get into marketing? Why are you, John, talking to us today in marketing? Why did you get impassioned to do this?
Well, I started out as a travel agent after going on vacation, having such a good time. Wanted to help other people enjoy their vacation, so I joined a international marketing host company. A travel host company that's international, and they gave me a website, kept specials up to date on it and everything. I said, okay, great. I'll get clients in through them. Didn't happen. So I took it upon myself to do some ads on social media. Didn't work out too well. Then I bumped into a guy on the internet who's got a very large marketing business around the world. Right now he's got, I believe, around 300,000 students around the world. He was starting a certification course in marketing 4 years ago, so he took his course. I said, if you're going to do it, you might as well learn how to do it from the best. So that's what got me into marketing and out of being a travel agent.
Okay, so John, I made an observation in the marketplace that when we start talking marketing, we just use the word marketing, and then you talk about doing marketing. I made an observation that a majority of people out there, when they think of marketing, Like if you think of television advertising and radio advertising and advertising, that advertising becomes that real quick response. So when you say marketing, I'm thinking advertising without realizing that I'm thinking advertising, and I'm just thinking it's marketing when I see it on my television or radio or in a print advertisement. People are thinking that's the realm of marketing. Would you agree with that?
That is kind of part of marketing. It all does fall under the same category. The thing is with online marketing, it's more detailed. Like if somebody puts an ad in the newspaper, it goes out to whoever reads the newspaper. Put it on TV, goes out to whoever happens to have the TV on the right channel at the right time. With online marketing, you can pick the customers who see the ads. You can define down who the ads actually go to. So the people that are looking for what the person has, what they're selling or what their occupation is, the people that are looking for that are the people who get to see the ads, not the people who aren't interested in it. It's more defined than what newspapers or TV or radio commercials are. Although I am getting into doing 30-second videos on some live stream TV channels. But more of that maybe for next week.
Yep. So to kind of back up a little bit, and if we look at offline marketing, realm of billboards and the other forms I'm talking about, they're in decades past prior to this big, it's still there, but like you say, online marketing is really absorbing a lot of the bandwidth for people because it's very doable with all the electronic formats, as long as people get to know how it's done. But the term has always been there for those that don't know as much about marketing, but want to get marketing done. A lot of use of the term guerrilla marketing, to just, make a flyer, make a lawn sign, go to a kiosk and put your flyer on there and just go out there and put a lot of sweat equity in it and just get your thing out there, and make a button, whatever, just do a lot of gimmicky things, whatever it is, and just go in a do-it-yourself type of fashion and do a bunch of marketing. And so, a few decades ago, we'd use the term guerrilla marketing all the time, that if you didn't have a budget for marketing, you could just kind of do it in your own helter-skelter way and just have at it and just, kind of go for the masses and, try by the volume of what you're doing, compensate for maybe not understanding how it's not coming together, but it'll work because you're just putting enough sweat equity into it. So digital marketing, online marketing can kind of go the same way, right? That when you're talking social media, most people at home can get on Instagram, can get onto Twitter X, can get onto Facebook, can get onto LinkedIn, can go out there and scour. There's even self-syndication now of live streaming, like what we're doing now. There's a lot of freeware, a lot of free platforms, Facebook Marketplace, you name it. People can go out there and do almost like a guerrilla marketing type thing approach, go do it yourself and just kind of see what they can do to stir up a reaction to their offer. So I kind of want to set the playing field here, John, with what you want to do with the parts of marketing. How are you transitioning people from this very elementary, basic, fundamental, this household approach to marketing to, we're going to understand right now today as we talk, the parts of marketing? What's your intention to share today, the parts of marketing? What are you hoping for each individual watching and listening to kind of go through the learning curve of what the parts are? And what's your proposition on what we're going to do with these parts of marketing?
Going over the 10 main parts of marketing, it'll be like a description of what's involved in online marketing, how it can benefit people's business, what the main components are what really gets the ads out there and gets them to work, such as what you had already touched on. Number one is the search engine optimization, which is SEO. What people do nowadays, if they're looking for something, they'll go onto Google and type in what they want. And the SEO, the better you can get the SEO of your business, the higher you rank on Google search, which means most people don't go any further than maybe page 2. When they type something up, it comes in with a list with multiple pages. By the time they get to page 2, they don't want to look any further. So what SEO does is there's different numbers and things to look at. The higher up you get in the ranks, you want to try and get onto page 1. I'd say maybe 75% of the people don't go any further than page 1 when they're looking for something. So it's better for businesses to be found on page 1 than, say, page 5. Very few people will make it to page 5.
Yeah. Yeah, with what I do with the podcasting and the organizations I serve, and making the activities and the events and stuff that I'm involved with, and all the business networking, I try to pay attention to how another person presents themselves through a digital business card or, what they're showing. And then if they're on a platform that I don't have an account for, I tend to go in there, and if it's free to get an account, I tend to go and do my steps to get in there and get on that platform and use that, free leveraging and to get into that space, and with what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and to the extent I'm doing it at, which is pretty big time, people are noticing, like, Kurt, you're everywhere. You got a lot of stuff going on, whatever, because they're seeing me do this stuff where I'm using a little bit of everything. And so, yeah, I'm like, I want to be like Visa, everywhere you want to be, and I kind of say that to send the point of that when we have a value, we have an offering, we have an offer, we have something of value that we think somebody would want to buy or purchase, even if it's a free offering. You still got to do a lot of work to even grab something for free. I kind of say that you want to be where people are at, because we don't control, at least on the initial part of it. Marketing is part of human behavior, and human behavior, they say, attention, interest, desire, action. So it's not the typical thing that you have a marketing experience, you're experiencing somebody's marketing, and then boom, you're there. Now, sometimes it can happen. Sometimes it's an impulse thing, and you're at the right person, right place, right time, and it clicks, and they need it now, and they see it, and it's just what they needed, and calling up the number, going on the website, done. But typically, that's not what happens. Normally, you got to, get them to step into it. And, so we want to start at the start. So, like, John, where you, like, before this show, I don't know what platforms you were on. I don't know what you were doing before this show, but that's what I try to pay attention to, because if I want to reach you, John, I should be more where you were before this show. Throughout, you woke up in the morning, you did this stuff, you're an online guy, and you did a set of things on the internet. And if I'm not where you were in the hours prior to the show, I have zero chance of saying, John, I have this great offer. Think about the offer. And if you want the offer, this is what, I can't even get started because I'm not where you are. So that's a little bit, I'm just driving that point, because that's the importance of search engine optimization. Because if people are doing their Googles throughout the day, and you're not set up to be the one that says, hey, you want this? I can fulfill that. if you're not there to connect it, like you're saying, search engine optimization, you got zero chance in their behavior to be the one that will fulfill their need. So yeah, search engine optimization is very powerful, and you really want to understand it, because you can have somebody telling you they're taking care of your SEO, but then when the people out there are doing their Googles and they're not really seeing you, that's unfortunate, because you're maybe paying something, you're putting your resources to it, money, your time, whatever you're doing towards that, and then to have people not see you, that's unfortunate. So SEO is something to really get to understand and really make sure it's doing what it should be doing, which is helping people find you.
The funny thing is, you mentioned about hours just before the show. I was on a webinar about SEO.
Nice.
And even picked up a little bit more information about SEOs than what I actually knew. So it's like there's always new things that you can always come up with. That's why I try to keep up on top of, especially SEO, because that's actually one of the most important parts for businesses. But
now, John, let's take that you shared that, and let's help this get deep and full command of our topic today of the parts, because you just said you were on a webinar. So there's things that you're doing, daily and whatever. There was a way that you found out about that webinar. It might be business networking, whatever, but there was a specific way that person that was doing the webinar inserted into your space where you could see it and you could interact for it. And I'm guessing you probably registered for the event, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that person marketed their webinar effectively. And it'd be amazing if it was through SEO. Did you actually Google for an SEO webinar, or was this through social media or networking? How did you find that webinar?
It was actually someone on Alignable who I believe it was an email that came out. So we put it out in an email, probably to people in Alignable.
Yeah, so now we're talking about a target market, because this guy is doing, was it a guy or a lady doing the webinar?
It was a guy.
It was a guy. Okay. So this guy is doing SEO, and he wants to share what he can all do with entrepreneurs, business people, potentially people in the realm of marketing like yourself, and helping them in the specialty of SEO like he benefited you. And he paid attention to, he learned about Alignable. He does stuff on Alignable, and he's like, wow, this is my audience. People are going to Alignable to make business connections, to get a broader reach in the marketplace. And SEO can do that type of thing for them too, automatically. On Alignable, you have to spend the time to build the relationships and attend the meetings and go into the breakout rooms, do the one-to-ones. You got to do all this, which is great. We do need to do that stuff, but he's able to send out these emails through Alignable. You saw it, you registered for it, you learned something today. And, so that's a little bit of target marketing. He was with the right person, you, John, at the right place, Alignable, at the right time, that you apparently were able to read the email and register. You had the time to do that. Plus, you were able to make the event. So there's a lot of knowing your audience to make sure, because you can do effective marketing, but you could misplace it, and it doesn't end up in the action, not to your fault about how you did the marketing, but maybe you planned your offering improperly, and you don't understand the timing of your audience for when they should be seeing your email. Because with the email programs today, you can draft an email to go out, and you can say, I want it to go out at 3 p.m. Eastern, because you might figure that's a good time to reach people because they're finishing their day, and, you maybe can catch them before they end their day. That there could be your reasons for doing that, but these are all things that you can be thinking about in marketing, because timing is everything. We live in such a busy world, and that's your SEO thing, that people want instant gratification. They want to get it quick. So they look at like the top 5 results. And if the top 5 results will do, result number 6 and beyond doesn't matter, because they decided the top 5 were good enough. That type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what that was about, getting on page 1 of the Google search.
Yeah, that's like the old adage, location, location, location. And that's getting your digital detail located at the top of a search. So what's another part? Let's move along and let's get these 10 taken care of. What do you got next?
Next part on the list is the content marketing, which covers the ads. The wording in the ads has to get people's attention literally like in 5 seconds, or they're just going to
Well, John, the other part of content marketing is that, with who we are and why people consult us, like we're doing podcasting. If somebody went and talked to Wheelhouse of Podcasting, you, Emily, and I, we'd be pretty comfortable to share a lot. And people might lean on us a little bit because they maybe don't know as much of us. So content marketing to me would be, as an example, to say, have you ever thought about podcasting as something to enter into your marketing or to get your message out, to share your expertise? And then if you're able to get guests, you're able to lean on your guests to get it out. And we can explain with podcasting how awareness and interests and positioning yourself to kind of be in good fit with people's desires, that you can kind of get towards this point of people act upon your podcast. So I could create an article, a white paper, a blog post, and whatever. To me, that's part of content marketing, correct? That we produce content in the context of that this is where people tend to reach to us because we tend to know more than most. We might actually be an expert, on our field in that way. And if we speak to our expertise, that's great, valuable content. And a lot of people are giving away, it might even be an ebook or something, people are giving away electronic content as a way to lure people in to continue to the next process, because they're positioning that content as a value giveaway. And then that kind of entices people to go next steps on other things you're doing with events or book offers, whatever it may be, because you're given a gift of content. And content marketing doesn't have to be about a gift, but it's just marketing your content, because then people start to gravitate to you because they're like, yeah, that's good stuff. Oh, I learned something, like SEO. If the guy that you did the webinar with did an article about SEO and included some pieces of what he shared in the webinar, he could position that content and then use that to entice people, give it away to them, and then say, hey, if you want more of this, come to my next webinar, right? See, to me, that's content marketing. Would that be right?
Yeah, exactly. And there's one person in particular that I like who says, if you want to grab people's attention and you want them to buy from you, start off with a story about you. People will be more interested, more likely to buy or get your services if the more they know about you personally.
Yeah, so that's true.
That would be the beginning of the content.
Yeah, because that's the power of business networking, that when you and I meet on Alignable, and then I get to be in conversation with you for a minute or 2 or 3 on an Alignable event, and I kind of hear how you think and talk, and I'm kind of like, wow, oh, and he was wearing this funnel hacker t-shirt, I could kind of be gravitating towards, I think I'm coming to know this guy. I think I like this guy. I think this might be a guy I could trust. And then, I kind of reach out to you more through your contact information to see if that's true, if my gut reaction to you is right and so forth. And to me, I think that's what this is about. And with digital presence, they say the power of our face, that a lot of times people, they want to promote their brand, and which is great, but a lot of times when you're missing the face, you lose that relatability. But when you put your face, your persona out there, that entices people more because it's more personal. The big buzz of the last decade has been about authenticity, being genuine. They even have been saying for the last 20 years in politics that it's about the person that's on the ballot that you feel you could go out and have a beer with, or, go do something that you would enjoy, like play golf together or whatever it is. You would do stuff you do in life with that person. Those are the people that you learn in the public space. You tend to align with those people because you feel that they're most likely representing your life, because you could picture yourself doing stuff with them. And that's where you say the stories being about you is very powerful. Basically in 2020, before COVID, I was organizing to do an event, and I had an organizational meeting. And we had about 15 people show up, which everybody thought that was great. 15 people at an event organizing meeting. And the one guy told me, he's like, Kurt, why people came to this meeting, don't you? And I listed a lot of reasons, the validity of the event, whatever. And he agreed with all that. But he said, the real bottom line reason, Kurt, is they like you. They said, Kurt's having a meeting. He invited to the meeting. I'm going to go have a meeting with Kurt. He said, you could have been talking about underwater basket weaving or whatever. They would have been like curious, like, why is Kurt talking about underwater basket weaving? But they're curious about the event, and they came because they know, like, and trust me. So you're right. The people in marketing should not forget the power of themselves in the marketing message. So John, what's another part of marketing that you have for us today?
Email marketing. Email marketing is another approach of getting the word out. Not so personal where it's face-to-face or anything like that. Email marketing is taking and making an email list of possible clients or customers through getting an ad. So if you put an ad out on social media, you can have a page attached where people would have to log in, their name, email address, and any other information that you want to collect, and they fill it in, and then through the process of using a funnel, that information would get automatically put into a CRM, which is a customer retention program, and it comes up on a list. That way you have, if you run a special on a particular product or anything, or a discount on a service that you offer, then you simply go into that list and you have all the email addresses, send out one email to all of them.
Now, I would propose that as we talk about email marketing, you talk about a lot of ways to help us to do it effectively and to do it enough, because it takes repetition. Because again, right people, right place, right time. And you might be sending emails that maybe are hitting them at the wrong time. And, Emily on here as our VA podcast engineer, our scheduler, working with her the last 4 years, Emily can tell you she's been in literally hundreds of conversations with me where she's told me, well, I sent John an email. And I'm like, well, bravo, you sent an email, but he's not on the screen right now. That obviously didn't do the trick. So I point out that, yes, do the email. People have a short attention span in emails. So refrain from trying to do too much with any one email. So that's where a drip campaign or whatever is good, because you can just kind of parcel it and make it quick and digestible. And you can also do it to kind of nudge people to other ways that they can bounce back to you, in terms of, don't forget to share your phone number if you can. If you can, give them a way to text back to you or the company, call you or the company back. Some people just like that. They like to be able to engage. And even if it's one of these systems where, it's like a self-help line type of thing, because you're all menu driven and virtual assistant, but to really think of multiple ways of saying, like, you're using your email campaign, like over a year of time, to hit them with the opportunity to subscribe to your YouTube or get on your social media. We talk about Linktree, and we live in this day, like right now we're doing a video podcasting vodcast, because video is such a big deal. And actually the shorts are the bigger deal than this long form that you and I are doing right now. But make a comment about that, John. Do you find it that you really have to, in a year's campaign of an email campaign, you have to find the place for video marketing in email and find a way to have video as a part of your message? That, yes, you may grab them from the email, but you want at some point an email in the line of emails where they're popping to a video and maybe seeing, hi, I'm Kurt Roskoff, or you're on there, it's John, or Emily's on there. Hi, I'm Emily Gallmer. Thank you for, listening to this. And this is, you've been, responding to our emails. Thank you very much, whatever. Video in an email is very important, correct? Not all the time, but at least a part of your ongoing strategy, right?
Yeah, not only in emails, but in online ads as well. Not lengthy videos, but short videos to get the point across. Even in ads on like Facebook, it's video ads will actually get more attention than just a print ad would.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking 30 seconds to 2.5 minutes. And like, even with voicemails, some voicemail systems, if somebody goes on past 2 minutes, some voicemail systems will just cut you off, and then they'll just send your 2 minutes worth of a message. So really you got to examine, can you get what you need done in 30 seconds? And I know even like Amazon Prime, I'm a customer of Amazon Prime. And I've noticed, and I actually am pretty disturbed actually, that, the Amazon corporation has commanded our attention enough that they're commanding that we need to watch those ads, ahead of our programs. But they do it effectively, where sometimes they're showing right on there, maybe a minute and a half. You get, like, your program will be coming on a minute and a half, and they might have a few sponsors within that minute and a half. And it's really interesting how they really got it down in like 10 seconds. If you just watch these Amazon Prime videos ahead of your movie or whatever it is, and you just watch how they pop at you in 10 seconds, and what they accomplish in 10 seconds is pretty huge. They've got great expertise in like getting you at their brand, like, you want that thing on the screen in 10 seconds, but it might go on for 20 or 30 seconds or whatever. But some of those sponsors just doing a quick 10-minute thing, it's pretty effective. And that's something to think about with everything we're talking about. Don't go long just because you can. Respect people's time and practice the art of less is more. People love that you give them breathing space. You're making the connection, but you're not hogging their time, and they can go on and do the other things in their busy life. What is another part of marketing, John?
There's also affiliate marketing, where you can.
Oh, John, and I know you love affiliate marketing.
What affiliate marketing is, for people who don't know, you can go on to someone's website and go down to the very bottom, and if they do affiliate marketing, there'll be a link there to sign up. What that does is you can take their product or service, advertise it on your website or in an ad for them, and you get a special link that you put in. That link would take that person to their website, but if anything that they purchase, you would get a percentage of.
There you go. And I'm glad you brought up affiliate marketing. I've put affiliate marketing in front of Emily for the last 4 years. And, Emily doesn't have an inclination yet. She's been doing a lot. I mean, as our virtual assistant, she's doing a lot with our affiliate links and putting it into chats and stuff like that. But, to me, the power of affiliate marketing, the way I was shared this type of idea 30 years ago, was think of the old days. It's still today. I mean, in the movie industry, like say the Hollywood movies, or I just spoke about Amazon Prime, and so people talk about that. Like there was a movie that my family and I watched, and I enjoyed it pretty well. So I was on an event and I shared it, and so you kind of think about that, and then you look at the movie industry. At least as far as I know, I'm sure there must be an affiliate movie program out there, but it's not big. I would love to see that the movie industry creates a way that, if you're referring people to their movie, that there's an economic incentive for doing so. But that's the idea, is that in the movie industry, it's so presumptive that you just send people to the movie and you get nothing out of it. And then they say, well, what about if you got a buck or two or even 50 cents for saying, hey, thanks for sending them to our movie, so any product or service. And it's important to really, if you don't have an affiliate program for your own thing, whatever you're getting out there, really consider being able to do that. Think about if somebody helps you sell your $10 thing, what does it hurt you to give to that person that brought that business to you $1? Say, thanks for bringing that purchase of $10 to me. Here's $1 for you, and gifting. And I talked to, or I went to an event about 17 years ago at a book. This guy wrote a book on it, and his content, like in terms of content marketing, his content is about that we're going the direction of giveaways, and like say shoes, to look at companies are going to use giveaways as part of their marketing budget. They're just going to put their thing out there in the market and just give it away to a certain set of people based on the budget, and use that to create more market penetration on their thing, because people will be seeing those shoes and they want those shoes on that person rather than the hypothetical, like you see in an ad. The power of it literally being out in the marketplace, and your power in marketing to use those marketing dollars to get it out there by giving it to the right people, and then also instilling that habit, that buying habit in front of people. But again, with marketing budgets, again, that affiliate program is something powerful to really think about that. What could you do to use your marketing dollars to just give those dollars to people potentially? And then they're happy because they've got dollars to spend on other things, but that money came from you and your business, and people will remember that. What's another element of marketing, Jen? What you got next?
Let's see here. There's online public relations marketing, which is basically what we are doing here. Public relations. Another form of the public relations is groups, local groups like Chamber of Commerce groups for businesses. What Chamber of Commerce does around here is they have monthly meetings hosted by the individual businesses. A different business every month will host a get-together at their location or something similar. And that's marketing their service or their products to the other businesses in the area. That's public relations. Online public relations is securing online coverage with digital publications like podcasts, for example, and other getting your service promoted on someone else's website, which would
Yeah,
be
so
another.
the huge thing here is in public relations, you're giving the public an opportunity to get a glimpse of what a relationship with you might be, or maybe they're even your existing clients or customers and you're out in good public relations to show your appreciation and your market presence to help retain your current business as part of it. And then in terms of attaining new clients and customers, you're out there in public relations to give them a glimpse in terms of your work culture, how they will be treated, stuff like that. So yeah, in terms of expos and events and, online with, like you say, how you position yourself in things outside of your company. But when they see you outside of your wheelhouse or outside of, your own space, and you're going into Chamber of Commerce or out in other public settings, maybe at a ball game or something, maybe you're a person from a company that gets to go throw the first pitch of a ball game. We have, I'm a part of a water ski club. So we sell opportunities for businesses to be a show sponsor. And then they can bring out a table and have all their moniker and everything out there. And then at halftime, at the half point of the show, we have an intermission. And as part of our intermission program, we have our sponsor come up and can take the microphone. So now our audience is seeing that person from the company talk about what their company does and how they value the connection to the ski club. And that creates a little revealing insight to potentially the type of person that tends to be with this company, and to start getting people that are learning about the company through that experience, the thought like, hey, maybe I want to look them up after the show. So that's a public relations opportunity there. So John, what's another element of marketing?
I'll give you another example of that too. We had a local baseball team in town. It was a farm league team for the Boston Red Sox. And what they did is, when my daughter was in the vocational school, she was in graphic arts. They had a contest with the students to come up with a design, combining the school with the baseball team. So my daughter's design got picked. They printed up a bunch of T-shirts. And when it was the school night at the ball game, they did a T-shirt toss up into the audience. They had different companies sponsor it. So the companies got to advertise on the back of the T-shirts that were thrown out. And because my daughter's design is the one that was picked, she was also announced as throwing out one of the first pitches at the beginning of the ball game. But these companies that did the sponsoring got their, like a little, say, business card ad type of thing on the back of the T-shirts. So that is a way that some businesses get into the public relations advertising.
Yeah, excellent. So what's the next marketing element that you have in your list?
Then we start getting into the more detailed part of it, like the analytics.
Analytics is key. It sounds unexciting, folks, but it actually is pretty crucial. So, John, what are you saying about analytics?
That's understanding the part of the leveraging the numbers on ads. There's certain numbers to look at that will tell you how well the ad is doing, or not doing so well. It it determines what the business's ROI is. That's the return on investment. So the money that they get from people who sign up for their service or buy their products compared to the amount of money that they're spending on their advertising. That's what the ROI is. And it's a guide to marketers like myself. I look at the analytics of the ads that I put out. If it's not doing well, if the return isn't there, then I'll switch up the ads or do a whole new ad for my clients. That's where analytics is important.
Yeah, and analytics is kind of the tip of the iceberg. We were talking earlier in this program about, right people, right place, right time, know your audience, have everything in place where even though you're putting your message out there, it has to be effective for your target audience, that target person demographic that you're going after, that they're receiving the message and that they're receiving it in the way they want to. Because we can put stuff out there all we want, but if it's not friendly to, what your most ideal prospect is, a qualified prospect, somebody who could really buy what you're selling, then yeah, these advertisements get a little misplaced. So it all goes good for the cause, creating awareness, but analytics can actually reveal even on the awareness side that we're not even, doing good to have our message absorbed by anybody, much less, much less our ideal person to get that with. So yeah, analytics is pretty crucial. I'm big on quality control and quality assurance and predictability. So those analytics allow us to make sure that we're not entering into insanity, that we keep doing this program and expecting different results, that the analytics allows us to get insight. Where might we want to adjust to get more of the results that we want, being the person trying to, make sure we're generating sales from our marketing, which personal selling is a part of marketing too. But John, what's another part of marketing that you have for us today?
Marketing automation. There's, when you put it all together, you don't want to be doing each piece individually. So what you do is you automate it. So when somebody goes to an ad, they don't just stop at the ad. It's set up automatically that they go on to like a login page. This is where you get their name and their email, getting back into the email part of it. In marketing, it all kind of like joins in together. And the automation will get them to log in, and then you can go on further into an opt-in page if you want to opt in to a program that you have, or into a sales page where you can actually sell them a product or a service. And then from there, you can connect it in automatically into keeping in touch with them, back into, like you were saying earlier, with emails and text messaging to follow up. And what you want to do is you want to keep in contact. Once you have a customer or a client that goes this far, you don't want to lose them, so you keep in contact with them. And in the emails and the text, later on, you can put in, oh, I also have this service or this item that you might be interested in. And therefore increasing your sales in the process too. And that's all done automatically.
Yeah, and that's great stuff for, your current clients and customers, prospects, everybody who's maybe even the tire kickers, people, who think they want to do business with you, but they have not much need to act right now, but they're just kind of gathering stuff up from you for a later date that they might be more compelled to do so. And it just adds more value And it helps speak more highly of your company by showing these other capacities that you have in your marketing. It adds to the impression that you're giving of your company and capacity. If you don't do some of these things, then your marketing message, subconsciously, people, they might not even have like a conscious awareness. Their mind might not even work that way, but there's a real thing that intuitively we know what all the companies are doing with this strong marketing message, and we experience it. And then if you have a weak marketing program, there's like an intuition there. Like you can feel it in your gut that it's like, it doesn't seem like this company is very established. So doing all these things is actually very important to have a nice recipe of success and, account for the timing of it all very strategically and in great consideration, respecting the time of everybody you're reaching. John, what's another marketing piece? How are we doing here? Are we getting close to the end? How's it coming?
Close to the end, yeah. The next one would be what they call inbound marketing, which blends right in with what we were just talking about. Keeping that personal touch with your customers and the clients that you get, and even those that you don't get. If you get a chance to talk one-on-one with them, that'll help keep the relationship going, which is what you want to keep, the relationship.
Exactly. And when it's an inbound effort, that means I'm taking my time and effort. I could be doing, gobs of other things, but no, I picked up the phone and I called you. I sent an email to you. I hopped onto your social media and I interacted with your online staff. When people are out there making those efforts, reaching for you, you want to really look at the training and your own capacity to do that, because that's gold. That is true gold when you have people taking their time and energy, they're making the effort, and that you just need to respond and you just need to kill them with kindness and exceed their expectation. Don't just meet them at status quo, like, oh, you want that, then be that, and leave it flat level. Try to do a little something that's a little bit more generous and a little bit more of an offer, and just really let the other person really steer where it could go. Because boy, if you win them over, that's going to be just really good for you financially if it would go to that point. And even if they don't buy, you want people who decide no to go out there and be like, great people, great company. I just decided not to do business with them. That's okay too. So John, what's another part of marketing?
Oh, the last thing I got is the pay per clicks, better known as PPC. That's part of analytics. That's where you really see what the ROI is. And a lot of them, like Facebook, they charge when somebody clicks on to your ad, and the more people that click on that don't purchase, that raises the cost per click. And what you want to do is try and keep that as low as possible. Therefore, that's why defining the customers that see the ads, that's where that comes into play, with the combining the cost per click with the ROI. If you just put an ad out and just spread it out wide to anybody, you get charged if they click on the ad. But if they're not interested, they don't purchase, then you're losing money. When it's condensed down into a niche customer, now if they click on the ad, chances are they're going to be purchasing or taking the service that you have to offer. Then the cost per click would be the same, but your ROI would be up. So that's part of the analytics that I always look at. the number of clicks and the number of people that actually purchase.
There we go. Powerful stuff, John. You got the funnel hacker hashtag there on your shirt. All the parts of marketing you went through and what you ended up with there. We're going to be able to pick this up on future shows and really show you how this really does funnel people out there. The funnel hacker cookbook. All right. So there you go. Offer for reading. So, all right, Emily, that wraps it up for this episode of Revolutionize Your Marketing. So take it away, Emily. Let's wrap it up and get us on out of here. That was a good program.
Yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Again, we are here every Friday, which now I believe starting next week, will actually be at 5 o'clock Eastern instead of 4 o'clock Eastern. And so I'd love for everybody to tune in, and I'd love to have everybody join us as a guest as well. So please connect with us if you are interested in being a guest on this show or any other show. And we're still working with some great partners, like the Disability Channel, America's Heart of Transforming Media, Zach Clayton, the Pack Channel, Earl Williams of Midwest Plainsman, and Lawrence Wingate Studios. So I'd like everybody to check out those organizations as well. But until next week, have a safe and productive week, and to stay happy.